Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when we recessed yesterday, we were in the cross-examination of this witness, so I'll ask the defense to proceed, please.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Mr. Reyes.
Good morning.
Yesterday when we ended the day, remember reminding you of a way that you testified to the grand jury different than you testified to this jury. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. I wanna ask you some more questions about how you testified yesterday to this jury versus that body. And I want you to know something, that my questions don't diminish what you went through, okay? I want you to know that it's apparent to us. I think everybody, what you went through, we see that the results of it. But you understand I have to ask you questions, right?
Yes.
You understand that the government has brought Adrian into this court, and they're essentially blaming him for the cascade of horror. Well, I'm just laying down the foundation of why I'm asking questions, Judge.
I'm going to sustain the objection. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you understand this proceeding, right?
Yes.
Okay. You testified yesterday that you didn't know exactly what those sounds were as they were getting louder, even when you saw the flakes of sheetrock come down. You remember that?
Yes.
Have you ever testified differently?
No.
Did you say to a different jury, grand jury, that at the time you saw the flakes of sheetrock that you knew it was a gun, you figured it was a gun?
I kind of put it together, yes.
Okay, and so that's what I'm saying. So that's why I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct that. So you told this jury yesterday that even when you saw the sheetrock coming down, that you still didn't know what it was. Remember that yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did?
Yes.
Okay, but now you recall that you did figure it was a gun. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And at that moment, you made a decision that if it was going to be a gun, you were not going to run to that situation, and you were going to hope that the door was locked. Do you remember saying that?
I never said that I was not going to run to the door.
Do you remember testifying to that same grand jury?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you were under oath like you are today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you testified to the grand jury just similar to what you're testifying before this jury, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to direct opposing counsel to transcript of the grand jury, page 54, lines 2 through 5. Answer, you. Okay.
Objection to him reading the John. The impeachment would be to allow him to refresh his memory and then ask if that refreshes.
Well, no, I asked him if he remembered. He didn't remember, Judge. So I'm allowed to impeach him. He said he didn't say it. Well, differently. Thank you, Jason.
I'm going to overrule the objection. Sir, they're going to read it to you, see if it refreshes your memory. You can agree or disagree that you said it after they read it to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Question from a grand jury. You had already taken it, your words, upon yourself to do the lockdown. Turn off the light, secure the kids, but you never went or thought about locking the door and making sure it was locked? That was the question. Answer, okay, the reason that I didn't do all those, because the lights were already off. And when I saw the sheetrock falling, I figured that it was something like a gun. So I told them to get in place, and seeing that I was not going to run to that. So I was hoping that my door was locked.
Yes.
And that's how you testified to the grand jury, right?
Yes.
But then you also took it a step further. You almost tied the fact that you weren't going to go running to the shooting to what you thought the officers weren't doing at that time. Do you recall that?
No.
Answer. Go ahead.
I might have made that statement because when I got to the other side, I was shot already. So there was no chance for me to even run, and it happened like that.
Well, I'm just going over what you testified to the grand jury, right? Would you like to look at it really quickly?
No.
Oh, you know what? Okay. So I'm going to read it to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If officers didn't want to go to the shooting, I didn't want to go either.
Yes.
I had the pencil to defend myself.
Yes.
So that's what you had testified before, and so you knew during the time that you were seeing this sheetrock chip off, that you figured it was a gun, right?
Yes.
And you weren't sure if your door was locked, correct?
Yes,
But you weren't gonna go check.
I couldn't.
Well, that's not what that you testified to before, right? You just weren't gonna go. You were hoping it was locked. Do you remember that? We talked about that?
I guess, yeah. I guess when I got up, I just had hope that it was locked.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also want to direct your attention about something you testified yesterday about teachers at the school. You don't know what they knew about the magnets. Remember about that magnet system that was unofficially being used by teachers?
Hmm.
Recall that? But you actually knew that almost every teacher had those magnets, right?
I would say that most teachers have that kind of magnet because it's a manipulative, and so we do use them for math to do assignments. Yes.
Okay. Well, two things. I want to ask you what a manipulative is. But number two, yesterday you said, I don't know what other teachers do. Do you remember saying that to this jury?
Yes.
Okay. But you did know. You knew that almost every teacher had those magnets, correct?
Most teachers do have those magnets. Yes.
And they used them in the doors, correct?
Sometimes.
Now, will you explain to this jury what a manipulative is?
A manipulative is an object that is used to try to make the connection of. We use them mostly in math to make the connection. So, like, it would be like a small little toy. Like, we use a lot of bears. So that would be like adding 2 red bears to 2 blue bears, and that makes 4 bears.
Okay. But they were used to bypass locks,
Yes.
right? I mean, so because it was out of convenience, like you with the copier, but other teachers, because if kids needed to go in and out of the bathroom, because the school only gave keys, actual keys, teachers didn't want to go and have to unlock the doors.
Yes.
And then when it came to substitutes, though, when it came to substitute teachers, doors were left unlocked constantly because they didn't have even keys.
Yes.
Okay. So those doors were left locked whenever substitutes came in to teach.
I think so. Yes.
Well, you knew so when you testified to the grand jury, right?
Hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay, so-
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about those tables that you directed the children to go under. The tables in your room were different than the tables in 112, would you say? In the sense of curtains. Your tables didn't have curtains.
No.
Right.
No.
And the tables in 112 did, to where kids could go under and then be covered by the curtains, correct?
Yes.
So when you say, and again, I say this respectfully, so when you say when children were hiding under the tables, the only way that would work is if somebody was looking up through a window for a moment. They weren't really hidden, correct?
I guess if they look from that side, I don't understand what you're trying to.
Okay, that's fine. May I stand up, Judge?
Yes?
If you're walking from this way, and let me present to you that there's an opening here. I don't know if you noticed it when you walked in. Right
Mhm.
here. If my co-counsel and us get under this table, and I'm walking from the gallery here, we're not really hidden because we can see. I can see under the table, correct?
Yes.
Now, if there was a curtain here, then that would conceal us. So maybe if I walked by, I would notice and then keep walking. Now, do you understand my question?
Yes.
Okay. So your room didn't have those curtains,
No.
but the children were under the desk, correct?
Mhm.
And And although I think you testified yesterday, although that your school was experiencing in the community a tremendous amount of bailouts, there wasn't a focus on locking these doors?
What do you mean locking the doors? Like,
There's two lines of barrier for defense of a student, right?
Mhm.
There's the external door, kind of like the door to a courtroom, and then there's an internal door, like a door to a jury room, back there, right?
Mhm.
Is that yes, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And so what I'm saying is the external doors in the fourth grade building were not locked. We know that now, right?
Now we know, yes.
And then the internal doors were not locked either.
The internal doors in between classes,
Yes, sir.
yes, and I explained that yesterday that was left open because Ms. Mireles was a special ed teacher and constantly printed stuff for IEPs and stuff.
I'm sorry, that was a bad question for me. I understand that the 111 to 112, that wasn't locked either. I'm talking about the door leading into 111. That wasn't locked either.
That day, no.
I'm really sorry what you went through and your community went through, sir. Thank you for answering my questions. Pass the witness.
Thank you. Just a few questions to follow up. Your tables did not have curtains, is that correct?
Correct.
But was the room dark at that time?
Yes, it was dark.
And did that help shield where the children were?
No, no. I mean curtains on the window.
No, the fact that the room was dark.
In my opinion, I say that it's out of view, and so I mean the curtains in room 112. That was a personal choice on her part. So I didn't have curtains on the bottom of my table. No.
But the point of it is that the kids went where they were trained. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Even though there were gunshots going on, the kids had the sense to go where they were trained.
Yes, sir.
And we talked a whole lot about magnets, but the gunman entered your room, correct?
Yes.
Did a magnet have anything to do with him entering your room?
No.
And the question about officers didn't want to go in, and I didn't want to go toward the shooting either. Were you armed with a firearm?
No, sir.
Did you have bulletproof vest on?
No, sir.
Had you been trained on how to confront an active shooter?
No, sir.
And did you have the duties a police officer has?
No, sir.
Pass the witness.
When you train on lockdown procedures, you're not trained to have a helmet or body armor or a long rifle, right?
Correct.
You're trained just to go lock the door.
And other things as well as to hide the kids. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But hiding the kids isn't as effective if that door is not locked.
I guess so. Yeah.
And I think that the government asked you that the magnet had nothing to do with the gunman entering that room. Do you remember that question?
Mm-hmm.
But that door being unlocked had an effect on that gunman entering the room. Would you agree with that?
Can you repeat that again?
Yes, sir. The fact that the door was not locked, that had an effect on the gunman entering the room.
Yes.
That's the witness, Judge.
No further questions.
Recall either side.
No, sir, not from us.
Okay, sir, you are excused from the subpoena. You're free to go. The rule was invoked like I explained to you yesterday. Would you do me a favor and not discuss the case with anyone until you're aware the trial is over?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.